has been the case. On second down, here's Benjamin. Benjamin can fly, but there's nothing there as Jalen Ramsey comes over to shuttle him out of bounds.
On fourth down, Hoyer steps up, fires, broken up by Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's had a huge second half, and he makes the play of the day for Jacksonville. On defense, 1 on the play clock. Stafford takes the snap, fires over the middle, and this time Bolden makes the catch, but not able to pick up the first down.
Sean McCoy starting at running back and gets the handoff on first down. McCoy reversing field, and Jalen Ramsey throws him down. The rookie was not fooled by LaShawn McCoy.
They're going to need 2 quarterbacks to get through this season, much like they did 1 year ago.
Play action from Lynch. Sold it well. He's going to throw it. On the inside of the field, it's incomplete, batted down. Well played by Jalen Ramsey as he and Thomas continue their battle. And that back injury to take on his former team, but on the shelf for a second straight week. Here's Lynch. Play action is going to take a shot. Deep down the field, this is Sanders, the intended receiver, deflected and incomplete off the hands of Gibson, who should have come down with that pick.
Earlier this drive, now 1 for 6 on third down. As Bradford fires, and Cordell Patterson unable to hang on, defended by Jalen Ramsey.
16-yard catch, the longest play of the day so far for the Texans. Osweiler, too high, picked off, intercepted by Jalen Ramsey. His first NFL interception, and he's still going. Ramsey taken down at the 25, and that's Jacksonville's first interception since October 2nd against the Colts. First and 10 for the Texans, and it's Hunt. And Hunt's to the 30-yard line, and Posluszny is able to take him down. The ball came out. Jacksonville's indicating they have it. And now they're saying it's second down. It's Texans football. Can they cap off this drive? Savage, end zone for Hopkins, broken up. Jalen Ramsey on the coverage, and the Texans come up empty. Savage, sideline, Hopkins, he's got it, spins back in the middle of the field, now out of bounds, dragged down by Ramsey, and that spot appears to be just short of a first down. It'll be 4.5 yards. Savage looking for a shot in the end zone for Hopkins, incomplete. Looked like he was about to come down with it, and Ramsey may have gotten a hand on that to take it away. Again, the play clock down to 1. Savage to Hopkins, incomplete, and it was Ramsey with the big hit. 2nd and 2 from the 8. Play action, Savage looking for Fuller, and Ramsey breaks it up.
Titans just 25% on 3rd and 10 or longer this year. Mariota chased out on the run, throws, and it's broken up. Jalen Ramsey got a hand on that one, and it's 4th down. If you're just joining us, Marcus Mariota out for the game with an injured ankle. It's Matt Castle, and he's picked off. Ramsey, touchdown!
If you're Marty Morningway.
Buck Allen now at running back. Flacco over the middle, diving attempt, picked off. Jalen Ramsey with the interception.
This might be one of your good matchups, and you got another good matchup at tight end.
McCown feeling the pressure, it's nearly intercepted. Ramsey had it in his hands, but could not hold on.
Roethlisberger 2nd down and 10. They come up the middle, and they have that ball picked off on the play by Ramsey. Ramsey with the 2nd pick. If he was able to scoop it up, it appeared he did, and they take the ball into Pittsburgh territory with a 13-yard return. Good block by Hubbard. They go outside. Ramsey once again. Smith-Schuster, the intended recipient. What a play. Jalen Ramsey.
Down 20-0. There's Hilton. He's been kind of quiet. Brissett looking for him, and he can't hang on. Broken up by Jalen Ramsey. And there is a 3-and-out.
Great guy he is, though, too. Just his overall presence is so comforting.
On third down, Brissett going to the end zone for T.Y. Hilton, and it's incomplete. Broke it up at the last moment.
Rivers hit as he throws. It's deflected, and a diving pick. Avery Jones, are you kidding me? His first career interception.
Keenan Allen in the slot. That's the third down go-to guy.
Ngakoue coming. Rivers gets rid of it to Gordon, who's punished by Ramsey. 3 out of 12 on third downs, 1 on the play clock. Rivers barely gets it off. Rivers deep down the field. He's got Benjamin down there, and it's incomplete. Jalen Ramsey nearly had an interception. Duke Johnson, the running back, next to Kaiser. Ngakoue coming. Kaiser steps up. Kaiser buys time. Going down to the end zone. There's a man down there, and it's incomplete. Jalen Ramsey knocked it down.
Both he and Drew Stanton really spent a lot of hours just so he could be ready for this moment.
That pass deflected and actually caught by Larry Fitzgerald. It was Yannick Ngakoue, his second-year stud at that defensive end position.
Doyle's been quiet today, the tight end. 1st and 10. Oh, they got around him. Ngakoue almost had it. It's picked off. Ramsey with his 3rd of the year. Oh, look at the player out of Florida State. Dance his way with a pick on Brissett. Takes it to the 25.
McKissick is in. He gets the football and knocked out right away. It's 4th down. Paul Posluszny and Jalen Ramsey. 41 yards rushing already. Fakes to Davis. Going deep for Baldwin, and it's intercepted by Jalen Ramsey.
Peterman from the gun. Here we go. Pass, tip, and intercepted by Ramsey to close it out.
Play clock is down to 3. Pitch it. Bell. Devoured. Jalen Ramsey leading the charge. It's a loss of 4.
Drive the first. Gained 30 yards. This one 15. Manning spins. Breaks away from pressure. Complete to Beckham. And he's down at the 12-yard line.
Jeremy Bates, the offensive coordinator, his first year as the OC, promoted from quarterbacks coach last year. It does look like they're going to at least try to pick something up. What a stellar defensive play by Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen's just waiting for these opportunities out there, you know.
Nah, I didn't help him at all. He's fantastic, and he's a stud. He's going to play great. I can't wait to watch his career there.
2nd and 6. As Prescott goes deep. Was it intercepted? Who comes down with it? It's Ramsey. But I don't believe he was in bounds, was he?
Boy, this is going to be a big call because you just gave Jacksonville life. If that's the case, you have points. They're going to call it no.
Wentz makes a move in the pocket for the end zone, and it's intercepted by Jalen Ramsey.
Roethlisberger. Middle of the field. Broken up one for AB. That's Ramsey on the coverage. Knock it.
Ngakoue is on the sideline, and Campbell.
Pass is intercepted. That was Ramsey.
You want to stop the run.
AB has scored a touchdown in 7 straight games. Here's the pass to the end zone. And it's Ramsey who comes away with it.
Play clock down to 3. Luck to the outside. Pass is complete to Swope, and he is not out of bounds. The clock will continue to run. 2 seconds, 1 second, that's it. What a day for the Jags defense. What a tackle by Jalen Ramsey to keep him in bounds.
Lewis. Nope. Jalen Ramsey.
Very quiet here at Houston as they're anticipating this 3rd and 6, and right back to Hopkins, who could not hold on. Incomplete pass.
Mariota pass. What a catch. Brilliant by Davis. And now loses the ball. And along the sideline, Tennessee will keep the ball. At the Rams 43.
The pitch to Freeman. Gets a couple of blocks. The ball is batted loose. And Nicole Roby-Coleman went for it. The Falcons have recovered.
As they give up the opportunity to kick a 56, 57-yard field goal, and that pass will be dropped by Taylor Gabriel.
Out of the shotgun. Garoppolo stands in, going deep. It is intercepted by Jalen Ramsey. Looking for room to run. Ramsey breaks a tackle. Gets to the far sideline, and he's taken out of bounds by Coleman. Jalen Ramsey with his first interception as a Ram.
Flanking Prescott. Stays in the block. Pass will be dropped by Cooper. He may have had control of it. The Rams come up with the ball. Jalen Ramsey put the pop on him as the ball got there.
Oftentimes he's late to the second and third.
First down run for Freeman, and it's a loss. Penetration from Greg Gaines up front for the Rams. Jones, pocket collapsing, and he's going to get sacked. They got Tate on that release. He's got a lot of room to cover, and he gets hit hard on the perimeter by Jalen Ramsey.
Bench, he was a little gimpy at the end of the first half, so they work on him. A little pass out from the flat to Samuel, and he'll get run out of bounds by Ramsey for a small loss. It'll be third down. Let's call it 3rd and 10. No gain. We go to Michelle. Keep an eye on when he comes out of the 10th. 3rd down and 6 now. And Garoppolo fires over the middle, and that's incomplete. Another 3rd down drop here. Kittle, we've got a few of them tonight.
Pressure. Foles throwing, and it's intercepted. Picked off on the sideline. It is Jalen Ramsey.
Knocked down. That was Ramsey who knocked it down. Hopkins was the receiver.
Off to that 5-0 start. Big plays, a lot of points. Distant memory. Here's a big play attempt and broken up by Ramsey. Metcalf the target, and number 20 won that battle.
4 outside receivers. And Dalton will fire, and that'll be incomplete. Donald's been here since he was drafted in 14. They traded for Ramsey a couple of years ago. 2 megastars. This is Damian Williams. He who had that great Super Bowl performance 2 years ago with Kansas City. Ramsey is there to stop him. That's a loss of 3.
And if he dives down towards the running back, Fields can run.
It's Mooney in motion, and he flips it back to Goodwin. And the sprinter can't get around the corner. Ramsey runs him right into the Rams bench. Dalton back out of the gun quickly. And look at that as Mooney gets blown up. And who else? It's so funny. As you say, Chris, they're moving around, and he loves it.
Right down on this side against his favorite guys.
Eason on 2nd down, and Jalen Ramsey comes up to make the huge play.
He was not comfortable to stay inbound, so what looked like a outstanding catch accurately Murray well protected, going deep for Hopkins, and juggling, incomplete. Jalen Ramsey was working with him. Hopkins wanted a pass interference. Murray throws, knocked away. He was trying to get it to Hopkins, but there was Jalen Ramsey.
Uli Barrera y Sol Hernández desde Dolores Hidalgo en Guanajuato, disfrutando de la NFL en Fox Sports. Vienen 4 por Wilson. El pase interceptado. Cambia de posesión. Ahora Troy Reader se queda con el balón y de rebote recuperan los Rams.
We had this happen to us in Pittsburgh in a championship game, and you just get out of rhythm when you don't start the game for 20 minutes.
On the sweep, Swift going nowhere. Jalen Ramsey again. He's living in the backfield early today.
And it's so hard to do it when you don't get all the reps in practice.
2nd and 10. Goff hit as he throws for the end zone. Intercepted! Jalen Ramsey with the pick at the goal line. Ramsey out of bounds, shy of the 25.
After no gain, blitz is on and caught but knocked down right away. It's Jordan Akins.
Well, play action now, under pressure. He gets it away, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line by Jalen Ramsey. And flags come down at the end of the play. Foreman was in the Atlanta camp. We saw him in preseason this year. Then he was released. Little razzle-dazzle here. This is Marcus Johnson, and a great play by Ramsey.
Quick throw to Brandon Ayuk. And he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss.
Keep that in the proper context. That's ridiculous.
6 minutes to play in the fourth. It's Elijah Mitchell.
With holding calls, 10 of them this year for the right tackle. In the backfield, James Robinson, good to have him back there if you're a Jaguars fan. He's such a big part of this offense, although he just met Aaron Donald and coughed up the football, and it's turned over to Jalen Ramsey, the former Jaguar, who gets the loose ball. On 4th down, Lawrence to throw, incomplete. He wanted O'Shaughnessy, Jalen Ramsey with the denial.
Wilson's throw. Metcalf can't handle it. Ramsey on the coverage. Wilson going deep. Metcalf knocked away at the last moment by Ramsey.
4. Here is a toss to Samuel, and Debo gets popped in the backfield, and Ramsey came up to make the hit.
Well, in 2021, Trent Williams has been the best tackle in football. So that's a big loss. But McKivitz, with no experience at left tackle this year.
Here's one batted up and intercepted by Ramsey. A juggle all the way into the end zone and the interception.
Need 14 here on 4th down. 4-man rush. Very good protection. Deep downfield, broken up. But a flag. 3rd down and 10. Burrow fires to the end zone, and it's incomplete. That is T. Higgins covered by Ramsey.
2nd and goal. And he's out the backfield, going to keep it himself and throw on the run for Diggs. Incomplete.
Look at all this space out here. This flat out here.
Here's Mariota. Hit as he throws for the end zone. A jump ball intercepted. Jalen Ramsey with the pick. And the 5-time Pro Bowler snares it.
And silo him in this hallway. Make him play from the pocket and beat him from the pocket.
3rd and 14. Murray over the middle, and Ramsey breaks it up. He wanted Ertz. Ball, Ertz.
I think their sweet spot's right around 15 seconds on that play clock to snap the ball.
Little option play. The pitch to Connor. Ramsey with the tackle at the 49. Out
here
of the
comes
backfield in motion.
The wildcat from Connor.
Connor looking for a block. Can't find one. Breaks 2 tackles. Breaks a 3rd. Can't break 4, 5, and 6.
Blitz coming. Rush in trouble. He is decked. How did he hold on to it? Jalen Ramsey with the sack.
I'd like to see him get McCaffrey out of the backfield on one of those option routes.
Here's McCaffrey out of the backfield, and Jalen Ramsey says, "I'm ready for you." Drops him like a bad habit. The 2-hand stuff. 2nd and 10.
Ramsey
and a blitz and a sack. Back-to-back weeks with a sack for Jalen Ramsey. The first 2 in his career.
Missed opportunity there.
3rd down. Pumps, fires, tipped, and it's incomplete. Jalen Ramsey went up and got it and almost picked it after that.
But the Rams defense makes a stop themselves. McCaffrey, left side, gets through. McCaffrey, oh, the ball is loose. It's out there, and it's saved by Ray McLeod, who dropped on it.
Brady fires a goal line, ball in the air, incomplete. Otten would have been just short. Here's Brady looking to the end zone, pass up in the air and incomplete. Ramsey almost made the pick.
From his quarterback, throwing him the football. Here's Dillon, and he runs into the arms of Bobby Wagner. A flag on this play. And the #1 seed in the playoff picture in the NFC the last 2 years. Trying to stay alive. Hand off to Jones, breaks loose. A flag is down at the 33. The ball comes out. This play continues, and it looks like a takeaway, and now flag at the end of it. On top of it is Ramsey has the ball.
Really hard to win in the National Football League if you're poor in those areas.
2nd and 4. Flushed out. And now on the run to the end zone. The pass is in the arms of Ramsey. My goodness, it's an interception. It was intended for Dulcich. And Ramsey took it away.
On 1st down, off the play fake. Good protection, and it's intercepted by Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey with a pick down the sideline and out of bounds. DK Metcalf was the intended receiver, and Geno Smith threw it right to the All-Pro.
That's what they started yapping at each other again.
Off the play fake. Smith looking. Oh, no! And it's the 2nd pick of the day for Jalen Ramsey. His 4th of the season. 1 for 7 on 3rd down today is Seattle. 3rd and 3. Smith throws incomplete. Lockett diving for it. Ramsey in the area.
This possession alone. But can they punch it in here? They'll try to tie this game. Pump fake. Jones thrown near center of the field. That pass intercepted. Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's got a lead blocker. Ramsey out of bounds. He's got his first pick in his Dolphins debut.
Illuminor the block. The throw by O'Connell. It's picked off, intercepted. Ramsey's got it. Second down and 10. Good time. Going deep. Looking for Tucker. Intercepted. Another one for Ramsey. Another interception. Sealing the game for the Dolphins.
Try and block up some people and get someone down deep in the middle.
Pass by Simeon. Knocked away by Jalen Ramsey.
For the 14 4-man rush. Mahomes gets rid of it high. Pacheco gets banged inbounds there by Jalen Ramsey.